welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're doing a summer workwear video and I have Laura from Style Savvy here with me.
Hi guys!
I'm so excited to do this video. It's been requested for, I'd say, almost over a year now. I gave up work last July and I remember the struggle of trying to get dressed every morning. It's not just like a one-stop thing, it's like every single day.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to do kind of like a staple wardrobe, you know, what you actually need in your wardrobe for work. And seeing as I'm almost out of the game a year now, I thought I'd get Laura in because she does this kind of thing all the time. Laura's a stylist and she goes into companies talking about what you should wear for work, what you need in your wardrobe, what the rules are, and some tips as well. So we're going to go through all of those in the video today as well. So yeah, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. So yeah, it's really stressful to get your workwear wardrobe sorted because once you get the job you think brilliant, you know, I've got a new job, interview went well, then the panic sets in of, oh my gosh, I have to do this 5 days a week indefinitely. How do I get myself sorted? What is appropriate to wear? How many of each thing do I need? And where should I go to buy it? So they're typically questions that I try and answer to my very best of my ability to individual clients and to companies. I deal a lot with graduates, with trainees, and then doing events and companies for employees throughout the whole organization. So what we're going to do today is look at the tips and tricks for creating that capsule wardrobe for work, which really is the toughest starting point. So the key thing to keep in mind, keep it simple. So you go for your basics, you go for simple classic pieces. The thing we have to remember for a workplace is dress code trumps everything. So we have to look at the difference between image and style. Image is something that other people expect you to do, and style is something that you work on yourself.
It's more personal, it's more individual.
So that's the difference between the two. So with that in mind, I'm turning toward our thoughts towards image. It's really important, as we said, sleek and simple. So I have a really good formula, for want of a better word, in terms of the numbers of things you need to buy. To create a capsule wardrobe for work, 12 items will create 40 outfits. That is 8 weeks of work if you're working 5 days a week without repeating the outfit again and again.
I actually remember that in work. There was like certain things that I would wear over and over again. I'd wear them with different tops. I have every colour blazer you can imagine. I'm pretty sure I have everything.
Excellent.
And I still wear my blazers. Like, they're stuff that you can wear outside of work as well, so I didn't mind investing in them. But yeah, no, you just need the plain bits that you can mix and match in so many different ways, and I think you kind of brought that here.
Yes, so let's go through them and have a look at what's on the rail, and more importantly, why it's there. So what justifies a reason within the rail and the wardrobe. So first thing to look at when we talk about our 12 pieces, item 1 is a coat. That could be a winter coat, a blazer, a jacket. So it might be an overcoat style, etc. Considering it's glorious sunshine at the moment in Dublin, we don't need to worry so much about that one. So we're going to head straight into our jackets. 2 jackets, that's your number crunching for that. So what we've done is everything we have here is from River Island and Marks and Spencer's, and
I'll link everything below, by the way, just if you're wondering about prices or sizing and that kind of thing. Everything will be linked.
That's ideal because it saves us actually as we go step by step. So first thing we're going to look at is this River Island blazer. Now this is ideal and it's got a heavy enough fabric, so if it's cool during the morning when you're heading into work, you're not going to be cold. Again, what I like about it is it's got a lovely shape with the lapel here bringing you right into the midsection. This is good for someone who's a little bit busty and doesn't want a boxy fit that's going to just stand out again, you know, from your chest as it flows down. And I love the detail on it as well, the little pearl finish, and that just nips in nicely at the waist, which is actually hard to achieve when you've got something that's a thicker fabric. So that's the nice blend in that. Another thing to keep in mind, and I'm really crucial on this with workwear, don't just buy for season, because dress code is dictating. This can be worn right through to autumn when we just go for black pieces underneath it. This could even work with a black polo underneath it when we come into winter. Really cozy and warm. Exactly. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Another jacket then we've chosen is this option here, which is from Marks and Spencer. And again, a lovely yellow, as we're both coordinating quite coincidentally in our yellow today. This is another great option. Again, this is good for someone who has more of an athletic figure, a smaller bust. We've got a round neck, no fixtures and fastenings, super handy. So you're not worried about the jacket being too tight. Also good for someone who is possibly in early stages of pregnancy, weight loss journey, etc., because there isn't anything to hold you in and tighten you in. It just falls nicely. Another option, exactly.
I'm laughing, sorry, but the only colour we have here is yellow.
I know.
Yellow is actually the colour. I was told by someone who works in Brown Homes, it's the colour of the season, and like you could see from the royal wedding, everyone wore yellow.
True, Amal Clooney.
Yeah. So yeah, that's River Island, another River Island blazer.
Another River Island blazer. Again, for someone who wants something light. So if you feel the heat, just my office is sweltering. I want something that's going to be light, easy to wear. This is a great option because it's a super flattering 3/4 length sleeve, which is brilliant because again brings the eye into the waist, which is typically most women's slimmest part. Again, no fixtures or fastenings, super comfortable. If you're between sizes, this is a good option for you. The last thing we've pulled in terms of jackets, just cardigan-y wise, and this is something I want to chat about. So many people say, I'm just going to throw a cardigan on. I have it on the back of my chair, it's a bit nippy, it's cold. There's one thing that will kill an outfit, it's a cardigan. So what I try and do is veer away from that. But the reason we choose cardigans, they're soft, they're comfortable, and this is something that emulates a cardigan, but actually it's a good bit smarter than that. I'd almost call it a coatigan. Something it's got that fabric, that feel, that coziness, but it's got the cut that keeps it beautiful and smart.
I like the pattern on it. It just makes, like, I find whenever I had patterns for work, it just dressed up my outfit so much more with something really simple.
Exactly. So they're kind of options. We also have, we should just mention, a lovely almost Balmain style. This is what we just.
They have this in so many different colours. They have it in white. I ordered it in beige. Haven't got it yet. And I have every blazer I own has, I'd say, some sort of detail like this on it. They just never really go out of fashion. They're so classic. And a really nice shape as well.
Exactly, it's got that kind of the Balmain vibe, almost the Versace vibe as well. Super smart with the extra details on it here. And then our last option also is just a pearl finish with that tweed style.
Chanel style.
Totally. And I love again the way this detail is carried right through, and it's a good bit of heaviness and weight in that fabric, so it'll sit nicely.
I love finding pieces like this that are work appropriate, but they also have the little bit of detail and a little bit of style, because I used to hate having to wear like boring things to actually kill my soul. So I think finding those pieces that can be a little bit dressy but still work appropriate, that's key, isn't it?
Exactly. So within those options you're going to pick two. Typically I'd advise something heavier, such as this, something lighter, such as these, so that you have a mix of texture in the wardrobe. The next thing we turn our attention to is the bottom half. You want 3 bottoms. You can decide whether you like skirts, trousers, it's up to you. We're going to show a couple of options from the slightly more fashion trend driven to the more simple classic, and depending on again your preference, your budget, your spend, you can decide from there.
I feel like you kind of need one of each, don't you? You need something that's a little bit stylish, kind of, just so you feel good, and then you need your classic pieces for when you have meetings and all
and you just
stuff.
Want to be a little more conservative. So let's start with a slightly more classic piece, and I adore Marks & Spencer for workwear. I have to say, it's the go-to with most of my clients. We just pick up 3 or 4 trousers in navy and black. So here we have
good quality,
great quality, lovely cut, generous sizing. So we've just gone the navy on the front, black on the back, and it will match. And
these are 2 different trousers, by the way.
2 different. Yeah, sorry, we've just doubled up. We've gone very economical with hangers. Wardrobe space is at a premium. So here we have just really simple. If you're looking for something a little bit more summer vibey, trendish related, here we have a very simple but chic white trouser. Again, not the key with white trousers, nothing too tight. So for the workplace you want to have a bit of movement. It's also more professional to have slightly more relaxed fit. And on the back then, a beige tone if you prefer to work with something a little more wearable and you're not worried about spilling your coffee on your trousers.
I love that colour with a white blazer and a white blouse. It'd be gorgeous.
And I think those blush tones all blend beautifully together, so that's what we've gone with those options. Then have a look here if you are a skirt girl or you like to include some in your wardrobe. Again, we've gone for the slightly more fashion forward, for want of a better word, in terms of not to wear that often, but to have that piece in your wardrobe that you feel great. If you need a confidence boost.
I have a question about this slit.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Slit is fine once it's sitting at a high. So this is the pencil skirt, so it's going to sit nice and high. That slit's not going to go too far above the knee, which is fine. The general rule, 3 inches above the knee when seated. This is where we get to bother with workwear. We pick dresses, it looks absolutely perfect in the changing room, and then we sit down and suddenly we're losing a couple of inches on that skirt.
I feel like that's where the confusion lies with workwear sometimes. I love this, it looks right, it looks professional, but is it appropriate?
That's a good question.
Like I remember I wore trousers that had a little bit of fraying on the end, and it was more fashion focused than anything, but I remember someone commented, and then you feel so uncomfortable. You need to just be comfortable and appropriate, I think, is the main thing for work. But still, you want to feel good in what you're wearing, and you want to feel confident, and yeah.
Oh, it's important. And so this is for that day versus something more classic. And again, this is ideal for someone who say, I want to just spend once and have this all the way through my year. Now, this again, and this is the thing why it's key to try on. This looks quite conservative, for want of a better word, on the hanger. Pop that on. It really holds the curves nicely. And a bit of height with a heel. Pencil skirts do typically require a little bit of heel, even a tiny bit of a kidney, unless you've got quite a lot of height like yourself and you've got long legs to carry off that
They do
longer.
look better with the heel, though.
But they just give a look. It's almost the way it lifts the bum. You know,
is that slit at the front or the back?
The slit is at the front, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Which again is a nice alternative. If you don't want something, because this is the issue, sometimes it slits at the back. When you walk, occasionally they rip up a little bit higher, and you're going, oh my gosh.
That happened to me. I think everyone who's had a pencil skirt in their life, that
yes,
happens.
particularly when you're rushing to a meeting and you're walking through town with the extra leg on show.
I'm sure you don't notice then until you're home.
And someone tells you. Yeah. So
that would actually be lovely with this.
Yes.
As if they're kind of, is that
it's got, see, this is the great thing about this jacket.
I can't really tell if it's navy or black.
Super close up to find out, and that's the key with pieces that have print, as you mentioned. They kind of do your accessorizing for you, but it also gives you a bit of versatility in the pieces that you choose. So lemon looks amazing with your navy, and again you could just pop a cream with it, very chic and sharp. So here, that's your bottom. So from that selection you're choosing 3, whether you're a skirt or a trousers person, and then you decide whether you're going to go more classic, a little bit funky, or as we said, potentially mix of both. The last thing we need to incorporate is our tops. You need double the number of tops to bottoms. You must have 6. So if you have 3 bottoms, you need 6 tops. In terms of choice of what you might go for, simple white shirt. Now, this is the Marmite of fashion. Some people adore white shirts, they can't live without them. Some people would wear anything but. If we have this simple on the hanger, thinking, you know, it's classic, but it's maybe not something that someone who's really style focused would go for. That's until you style it up. Pop the collar, roll the sleeve, and it turns into a different garment. And that's something that's really important. In terms of cut, look at the back, make sure you have a lovely dart or pleat, just a dart in here to give it a bit of shape on the back. Otherwise it can end up gathering air as you walk in. You just end up looking too bulky across the back.
You need a good fit on something, especially for work.
Totally. And then it just gives you a little bit of shape in the front. For someone who's big busted, this is a question that I like to address, because buttons down the front can gape a little bit. In that case, look for your half. So, but you've got a little bit of an opening here, and then it's closed in from the bottom half.
Oh, okay.
Just it gives you a better shape. And again, just super simple. And we're going to look at a couple of minutes of how accessories totally change a white shirt. That's your staple. That's your basic. So in terms of other options, silks or silk derivatives are just super. This is great now for our bigger busted girl. So we just want to cater for everything.
This is River Island, by the way.
River Island, beautifully pulled in just under the waist at most people's slimmest part, a V, a lovely cap sleeve. So this is, I think, a super option in terms of coverage, in terms of shape and style. Then we've gone for a round neck, very simple. This is almost like a t-shirt style.
It's a staple piece. I had 10 of these. You can pick them up, even Pennies have loads of nice blouses like this. Great shape, great style. You can tuck it in, you can leave it loose depending on how happy you are to show off your midsection. And it also, it looks quite thick. So that's a lot of things, like people worry about that a lot, is will it be see-through? Yes, and actually on that, in terms of underwear for work, which is even more stressful in summertime, nude bras are the only thing you need to buy. White bras you can see under a white top, so we want to just be just aware of that also. So then you've got, that's your more staple, whether you go for the V, the shirt, or the round neck. Then if you want to have something really warm days, you know, I will keep on my blazer. We're going to look at having a beautiful V-neck, really simple, just... I lived in these in work in the summer, and to be honest, I don't think I ever once took off my blazer in work, because you couldn't be sitting there with your shoulders out and your arms out. But on my lunch, I'd go to the park and I'd be like... I do. And drinks after work, dinner after work. Drinks, exactly. This is an ideal transition piece. I mean, how fab is that underneath either any of our blazers? That's actually a good tip, is to have a little top underneath that's a little bit more dressy, so if you do take the blazer off, that you can go out afterwards. Because I was always running to events and stuff after work, so I always had to think, right, is this work appropriate? Can I wear this to the event afterwards? And if not, I'd bring something a little bit more dressy that I could just throw over it or something like that. So just to be mindful of that as well. Definitely. And that brings us on really nicely to our next concept, which is the idea of having jewellery to upstyle something for the evening or restyle something to make it worn again. And that's what we're talking about, investing classically in your pieces, because then when you put the jewellery with it, it looks different and you can almost trick people. So what I'd advise is keep your staples, a couple of nice summer pieces, a lot of things that you'll wear throughout the year, spend a
few euro on your accessories. So go, right, I'm going to buy my summer accessories and then change them into autumn or winter, as the case may be. So let's have a look at how some accessories can really change up a look from one to the other. All of these pieces that I'm going to show you now, all from Marks and Spencer's, which are, I think, a little bit of an unknown when it comes to accessories. They're a real secret.
I wouldn't think to go there.
Yeah, shoes and accessories, it's one of my go-to places, particularly for clients who are in the working world, don't have time or interest to shop for themselves. That's what I would do. Go and pick up the options for them, bring them to their house. So when we look at something as simple as this, you pop it over your simple top, looks like a different top. Again, pop it with your vest, your lemon jacket.
Do you know what I lived in work as well? Still wearing them now. These layered, simple little gold necklaces. Yeah. All the jewellery we have here, it's quite statement. It is, exactly. I wouldn't really be a statement jewellery person unless I'm going to something, or you know. So for me, I would just wear the delicate pieces, and these are just clear rose. They're really affordable. It's an Irish company. I think they're about maybe 40 to 50 per necklace, and you can mix up the pendants and stuff, so you have loads of different necklace options.
So you can get a lot of options in there, which is super. And again, on that, if you want to just go with metal without any colour, we have here the silver and gold, which again just brightens up, you know, to change up maybe a nice jacket as we've seen here, and again would go beautifully with this. So depending, again, just one thing to consider with neck pieces. Sometimes people say, oh, I have a bit of weight on my tummy, like this is the area I don't want people looking at, and then I say, well, maybe avoid the longer pendants, because you're actually saying, okay, we're magpies by nature, our eye goes where the sparkle is, so you just want to ensure that you're actually saying, right, let's have a look at the right part of my body, and don't encourage
so like maybe a really high kind of nice neckline.
Exactly, something like this is ideal. Something like this, again, loads of colours in it, will coordinate, mix, match and blend. You can have that on bare skin if you have a V, or you can have it sitting on a round neck fine jumper coming into autumn winter time again.
Yeah, gorgeous.
It shows just longevity through the pieces that you purchase. And then this is more of a wintry piece, but it's all again in store at the moment, is your longer pendant that you can just tie at whatever length suits you. So this is really versatile.
Cool, isn't it?
Yeah, you just tie it wherever you like, and it can really change up.
It'd be lovely with anything black.
Yeah, it actually really
just like
change
fit.
Up. Even this jacket here,
I love that.
We'll pop that off and have a look at this dress, which I've just included. Now, the one thing to note is dresses are not included in a capsule wardrobe, which you might have noticed. We didn't mention dresses at all in our 12 pieces, because dresses are not a good example of cost per wear, simply because you can't mix them and match them enough. If you wear a dress once, you kind of feel like you can't wear it again till the end of the next week. You know, you're needing to say, oh gosh, it's too soon.
And then that's only one day out of 5.
Yes.
Just doesn't cover it.
So what you're trying to do is, if you can, it's a bit more time, but buy your separates. Key thing to do after that, organise them. It's not enough just to buy them. You need to work out your coordinating options, know your rotations, and know what can mix and match and blend effectively.
Do you know, actually, I was with my sister last night, and she's working in an office. I'm obviously not anymore, so I said, what are your go-to for sunrise wardrobe, for what you wear to work every day? And she said she wears a lot of mini skirts.
Perfect.
But the one she was wearing now last night was more fitted than this. But what would you think? Okay, maybe not the multicoloured one. What would you think about something like this?
Ideal.
Or maybe it depends on the office.
Depends on the office, but typically, unless you're high corporate, 3 tiers of high corporate, accounting, finance, law. After that, when you move down the tiers, it's a little bit more flexible in terms of dress code. And I agree, something a little bit floaty works so well when you balance it with something a little more fit.
Yeah,
on
like
the
a
top
blazer
half.
with this maybe.
Exactly.
And if it's the right length, this is like below my knee, so I would have felt comfortable in this and work.
Completely.
But I would have felt a little bit more stylish as well. Maybe not the multicoloured again, I have these in plain colours, but
and again, I think in terms of good question you brought up there, the concept of what do we wear in different locations. So full tailoring is for top tier corporate, which is collar or cut shoulder on the top half and trousers or skirt on the bottom. So there's tailoring on both sides. When then you move into smart casual, tech digital, etc., you're looking at smart casual dress code, half tailoring. So you have it. So exactly as you have there, you have a looser top paired with a tailored skirt, or you go collar or cut shoulder. So cut shoulder, something with a perpendicular seam, with something relaxed like your jeans and your bag.
like I used to wear a lot. I used to wear black jeans and blazers.
Perfect.
Because mine, I suppose it wasn't super corporate, but it was professional, and you had to dress, you know. What would that be called?
Yeah, dress for your day, business casual. Business casual,
yeah,
exactly. And I think that's the stressful thing when people, even when you get a wedding invitation and you see the dress code, sometimes you panic a bit about that. So that's tenfold when you're trying to do it every single day for work. And again, look at the environment, like look around you and see what other people are wearing, and see what you aspire to like dress like in terms of watching others in the office. Key thing, consistency. So important. You want to make sure that you feel great and you feel appropriate at work and it's easy. And the way to do that is to have your capsule and work through it like that.
Okay, so now to finish off, we're going to talk about the different shoes that you need for work.
Yes.
And yeah, what you can wear and what you should have and that kind of thing.
Exactly. So it's really all about personal preference. I always say, like, people ask me, do I have to wear heels for work, interview wise, etc.? No. If you don't feel...
I couldn't be wearing heels in work, I'd be tearing over everyone.
It's all about feeling confident, competent, and comfortable.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we've catered for different heel styles. So we've got a wedge, a stiletto, a block and a flat. First of all, really important to have a flat at your desk for running about, even if you do like to wear a heel for meetings, etc. So again, we've gone for a really, really simple here. River Island, lovely bit of gold detail on these guys, just flat and simple. Really
I had
classic.
really similar ones to these when I was in work, and they did me for 3 years. You should have seen them by the end. They were a disgrace, but they were comfy, they were perfect for work. Nobody looked twice at me when I was wearing them, and I just kept them on my desk. They were my
which is
go-to shoe during the day.
Ideal. Next we have a lovely block heel. Now the colour on these is
Yellow,
really poppy. I
surprise.
know, surprise. So what we have here is, because I showed this to clients like, oh my gosh, Laura, that's for a wedding. Absolutely not. When you pop it in with your classic workwear, simple staple pieces, they are your pop of colour. They are your accessory, for want of a better word. Black heel, lovely ankle tie, holds them on your feet, you're set. They're surprisingly comfortable. There's a lovely width to that heel as well. So if you need to be on the go, on the move, this is ideal for someone who finds a stiletto or a court shoe a little bit restrictive.
They look really comfy, yeah.
And they are actually, I have to say, they're tried and tested, to be fair. Next ones we have is, again, a tan shade, which, as I say, matches nothing but matches everything. And again, super handy because you can wear it with your black or your navy option, so a very good investment. Sling back, again, holds them on your feet nicely. A nice kind of 3.5-inch heel, so they are high, but they're not undoable if you are happy with heels and used to heels.
They're really nice.
Super soft, pure leather, so they have that insole as well, which is actually brilliant for a little bit of extra support. And last but not least, if you're a fan of a wedge, these again are a great option. A pop of colour, again, matches nothing, matches everything kind of concept. If you have some pink in your accessories, which you looked at a minute ago, they'd work in nicely.
Or anything neutral, they go with white, nude, black, navy.
You'd be set.
They'd be perfect.
And also, I love these fellas. There's a tiny bit of elastic at the back to hold them on your foot, which is
nice,
great.
to make them a little bit more comfy as well.
Yes.
So I think that's everything.
That is it. Yes.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Not at all. Thank you
Laura has a website called Style Savvy if you're interested in learning more. She has a full service style consultancy. She does personal shopping. She goes into companies. What companies have you been into doing this already?
A good few. So I work with a good few law firms, accountancy firms, estate agents.
So you got the best advice, literally, from the best person. So I'll put her handle here and I'll put her website up and all the information in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope it was helpful. I hope you got some tips. I feel like I did. I don't even need them anymore, but no, it definitely is a workwear wardrobe. It's definitely what I would wear. It's very wearable, it's very useful, it's practical. So thank you so much for gathering all this stuff and for showing us, and all the links and stuff will be in the description. So thanks, guys.
Thank you.